is 3:24 in the afternoon. Wait, I am sorry. It is 2:16 in the afternoon. My apologies. March 24th. I gave y'all all backwards. My mind is a little combobulated right now. I literally just got off the phone with SSI. Ended my live that I was doing on the podcast all abruptly because the phone rang. I had to use the Wi-Fi app in order to get the call since my phone is disconnected and I couldn't just, not answer the call since it's the Wi-Fi app and I have my phone disconnected and I was already waiting on that call. So I had to answer and live abruptly and I feel kind of bad about that. But hey, I was waiting on that call and I kind of knew that was going to happen. I was waiting all morning to not go live yet and I went live and I was on there for a good like 45 minutes, I think, before they actually called. So I did a pretty good live though. It was a good conversation. If y'all can catch it, I would tell y'all to go ahead and catch it. I think I did a really good discussion. I feel like I need to go back at least once a week to get better at it and more comfortable with it. Maybe I can get some more people to hop on and check it out. Um, I have to start promoting it too when I do it, and I think that's where I go wrong at. Don't promote myself going live, and that's something I really need to start doing because you guys are not gonna know to hop on and listen. Because I get to call in too if you want to, and we can have conversation over the wave, which would be awesome. I won't have to just talk to myself, which is definitely amazing. But I decided to do a whole nother podcast because what is it with Social Security and their representatives being so rude? Why do y'all have to be so rude? Especially if you guys know that you're dealing with patients. I mean, not patients, with people who have issues. Why do y'all be so rude? Like the person who called me is a claim representative. So obviously she knows she's dealing with somebody who has a condition. Because you're calling to fill out the paperwork for the claims. It was for my sons. But we were talking about my claim as well. So you know I have something going on. So why are you so rude? Like, what do you get out of being so rude? I just don't understand that. What is the need of being rude and copping an attitude? And then you want to mask it and cover it up with, I'm not trying to be non sympathetic with your situation. No, but you are being non sympathetic with the situation. You can't band aid it with your words. Like, you're being non sympathetic, exactly. And that's why you're saying it, because you know that you are. Because you know that you're being non sympathetic. Hence, the whole reason why you're making a statement to begin with is the fact that you know that you are being non sympathetic. Like, don't come and try to sugarcoat it now. Like, that's not going to take away from the fact that you're just being rude for what? You don't need to be rude. Like, you have to understand, I have three people me, the two kids, and then, well, if you feel like you can't handle it, that's what you get a representative for. Did I say that at any point in time? No, I did not say that. Okay, that's not what I am saying. I'm saying that you expect me to remember one detail that I'm sorry I did not realize was important. Like, what office was the paperwork being mailed to? Why would I think that was important? Like, I did not know that I needed to know what office the paperwork was going to be mailed to. I just automatically assumed the office was going to get it, scan it, and put it in the system, and you would automatically know. Like, what difference would the office be in? Why would I think that would matter? Like, what need would I think? Like, you work in that office, so obviously you know what people should and should not know. Why would I think that I would need to remember what office it was going to? Like, seriously. And especially, I'm not even from down here, so to, when we sent people from back home, we would just go to one office, and that was downtown Stanford. That's the office we went to, straight downtown Stanford. You know what I'm saying? Every city had their own social security office and they handled their shit. Like, come on, yo. Like, down here it's so different and then people automatically expect me to know these things. I'm not from down here. I'm really not. So can we act like y'all know this? Just like you expect me to act like I'm supposed to know these things too? Like, come on, man. Like, I be wanting to just jump through the phone sometimes and just knock these people out with the same common sense that they expect me to have. I really do. I be wanting to just knock them out with the same common sense they expect me to have. Like how difficult it is to just be nice. Like if I'm being nice and I'm not being rude and I'm being calm and I'm being collective and I'm answering your questions and you know what I'm saying and I'm talking to you and XYZ this and XYZ that, then why are you being so rude, bro? Like why? What are you getting out of it? Like for real, what are you getting out of it? That's what I want. Why does this contact feel so What are you gaining out of being so rude? Because I don't think you're gaining anything out of it. Like I know I'm not gaining nothing out of it because I'm just trying not to get tricked. I'm trying not to let you let one tear drop because you don't deserve to have none of my tears drop for you. Especially if you're being, you know what I'm saying? If I'm dropping tears because my contact is bothering me, I need some. Here, let me drop a tear right now. Hold on, let me get my eye drops. Let me drop a tear. There we go. I just dropped a tear. Dropped a tear. Maybe that'll make my contact feel better. But I ain't dropping no tear. Like I'm tired of people always trying to take me out my zen, out my comfort zone. Like, come on, no, get it together, get your life, get your life, because this is the job that you are choosing to do. This is where you're choosing to work. I didn't force you to work there. I didn't tell you you had to work there. You're choosing to work there. You're the one sitting here telling yourself this is the job that I want to work at. Like I didn't tell you to wake up and go to work. If you wasn't in a good mood, sweetheart, then you should stay home. But don't mess up my day. Okay, now this contact is gonna make me have to take it out and clean it. Because it seriously feels like there's something else. Do not like that. I don't know it's dry, I don't know what it is, but it's okay. You just clean it, put it right back in. Here you go. Clean it, and put it right back in. Oh, it still feels dirty. What the fudge? Do something on my right. Is that better? Oh no, don't cry, man. Try feeling honest. Ain't no crying loud. Come on. See, it still feels like there's something in my contact. I don't know why I feel like I got something in my contact, but this is just becoming very annoying. Maybe it'll go away. Maybe I just ignore it. My eye is not red, so it's not irritated. So I really just don't understand what was going on with this environment. This is just not. Always in go, man. You never just leave me alone. Oh, I'm just trying to live on my own. Oh, 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 yes, I am. Just trying to live on my own. That's all I wanted to tell that lady. Like, woman, I'm just trying to be great. I'm just trying to live. Like, why are you trying to, like, rain on my parade? It's bad enough. It's raining outside. That already makes a depressed person depressed even more. Like, why are you trying to rain on my parade? Like, I'm trying to be great. Can you just let me be awesome? Like, I got my makeup on, telling myself today's gonna be your day. Like, I'm writing my affirmation. Like, I'm working on my inner self, my outer self. I'm working on me all across the board, and I'm proud of myself for not telling her where to go and how to get there. You feel me? Because the old me would have been all down her throat and then some, and then I would have gotten in some trouble. But I didn't. I'm proud of myself. I didn't let her to take me out of character because that would have just been for no reason. It would have been no good would have came out of it. No good would have came out of it. And I'd have been back at square one, completely frustrated with the fact that I still need this payment. I still need this call done. I still need to answer these questions. I still need this review done. I still need all these things. Like, at least I was able to get, you know what I'm saying, the call accomplished and done. I was able to get it out of the way, hang up that call, and feel like, pat yourself in the back from that. You accomplished not spazzing. You accomplished not allowing her to shift your energy. She shifted my mood. I will admit to that. I'm not gonna lie. She did shift my mood, which is why I had to hop on this podcast so I can change my mood again. Because, well, baby, I'm doing big things, and I'm not gonna keep letting other people stop me. I can't keep doing that, or I'm never gonna accomplish anything. I'm never gonna accomplish nothing if I keep letting others stop me. What am I gonna accomplish? I'm gonna keep being in the same situation that I am in now, and watching them two rats last night fight at the foot of my bed, bro. I'm good. I can't keep staying where I am. I gotta get up. I got to rise. I got to shine. I got to shine bright. I got to now listen. I got to shine brighter than a diamond. Let me tell you, a diamond shine. You ain't gotta have nothing compared to mine. Okay, ain't gotta have nothing compared to my shine. My shine gotta be way brighter than whatever a diamond can get. Because, baby, listen, listen here. Listen. Oh snap! I missed what I was supposed to be at 1 o'clock. I was supposed to be doing something at 1 o'clock, and I completely missed it. I just realized that now. Darn it. My calendar didn't remind me. Shoot, 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 shoot. Well, Lynette, guess you missed it. You was busy doing your live, and you missed it. Oh well, it is what it is. What's going on? I'm gonna shine bright like a diamond. I'm gonna shine bright like a diamond. I'm gonna shine like a diamond. I'ma do what? I said I'ma shine. I'ma shine bright like a diamond. But I'ma stop letting other people out. I'ma stop letting people turn off my light. Okay? Y'all listening to me? I'ma stop letting people turn off my light. Okay? I am better than that. I deserve better than that. I am better than that. I'ma stop letting. I should have. Y'all don't even know. But I'ma stop letting people. I'ma stop. That's it. Enough is enough. For real, enough is enough. I really don't care who it is. Enough is enough. If I left, yo, y'all not ready for that. Y'all not ready for that. Ain't nobody ready for what I'm ready to bring. Ain't nobody ready for what I'm ready to bring. Oh, but I got a good topic for y'all. Yesterday, excuse me. Sorry, I had to get rid of mucus. But yesterday, I had a nice, loving conversation with my cousin. One of the few in my bloodline that still talk to me. The only one that I know, the one that I was hurt by her little text message. But I knew that if I gave myself time, I'd be cool. I'd be cool aesthetic. I'd be good to go. Because that's my baby cousin. You feel me? And I know I wasn't going to, because that's my baby cousin. But my baby cousin never understood why I couldn't just let go and be happy. She couldn't understand why I couldn't let go of anything that my mother ever said or did and just move on. You feel me? She couldn't really understand why her words or her actions would get to me until she had her own little scenario happen to her. When she had her own little scenario happen to her, She turned around just the other day and she was like, I finally understand. She literally was like, Lynette, I finally understand. I know I've always told you I get it and I understand. And she was like, I really didn't get it and I really didn't understand. I really didn't get it. I really didn't understand. I just always wanted to just, just come on, come back home. Just, let it go. Just blah, 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 this and blah, 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 that. What most people kind of want, especially when they're being selfish and they're thinking just about themselves. They don't understand mental health. They don't understand the weight that it carries on you. They don't understand the toll that it takes on you. They don't understand how dangerous it can be. Mental health, mental illness, whatever words you would like to use, I like using mental illness. I don't know why, but mental illness, it's like a loaded gun, and if you're not careful with it and you don't know how to deal with it, you can pull that trigger by accident, and you can cause a bigger problem than what there should be. But she always be like, I get it, I understand, but deep down inside, she never really understood it. She never really got it until she had a conversation. Once she had a conversation with her parents, she was really able to understand where I was coming from, and she was really able to understand why I made the decisions that I made, and why I had to do what I did, and why my outcome was the way that it was, and why I had to walk away and pick me first, and pick my family first, my kids first. Because in her eyes, she was like, "You can just forgive your moms, you can't move in and move back up here and just let it go, just let it go." Like, no, I can't. You just sat there and said that my daughter told you some of the stuff that was done to her by my parents, some of the stuff that she's still dealing with. So how am I supposed to let that go? How? She's still dealing with that hurt. She's still trying to cope with that. She, I can't. Because now the hurt wasn't just done to me, the hurt was then done to my kids as well. So I can't just let that go. That's not how that works. But I gotta let this go, y'all. My mental health still just got here. So all right, sorry y'all. I'm back. My mental health skill leader just bounced. But back to what I was saying. So she never understood where I was coming from. She kept saying she understood, but she didn't. It took her being in the same situation that I was in, where my parent kept thinking just about herself and only herself, and everything was just about her and nothing else with just her. She was the only priority in everything. No matter what I did, nothing was right. Everything was wrong. The mind games became just a little too much. It got to the point where um if it wasn't for her or about her, then it didn't matter. It didn't matter that I had kids. It didn't matter that I was doing for my kids. If it was not about her or for her, then it didn't matter. It did not. And it had to be, she was the one that had to be the one doing for the kids. Like, it couldn't have been me. It had to be her, even though they were my kids. And I knew that she wasn't being nice to them all the time, but I just didn't know the extent of what she was doing until after we moved and we were far away. But again, cutting ties and having no contact is by my choice because that's for my mental health, for my safety, for my stability. I had to leave. I had to cut all ties. I had to be the black sheep of the family. I had to be the one to say, you know what? I'm done. This is where it stops. This is where it ends. I'm no longer going to let you be a danger to myself or to my children. I'm no longer going to let you treat us like we're nobody, like we're nothing, like we don't exist, like we're never going to amount to anything. I'm no longer going to let you play the mind games with us. It really was a hard decision to a certain extent because at the end, I was pregnant with my last child, with the baby who's now 3, about to be 4 in May, and she charged at me. She legit charged at me like she was going to attack me, and she had my son in her room and was refusing to let my son out of the room. And I was just like, this woman really has lost her rabbit mind. Like, does she not realize that if I want to whoop that ass, I can whoop that ass and take out everything that she's done to me my whole entire life? If I really wanted to be disrespectful and take it to that level, we can go outside and take it like two grown ass women that can't stand each other and take it out finally, like what she's been wanting to do, like what she's tried to do for years. Because it's not the first time that this woman has attacked me like with two hood rats in the street. It's not the first time, and I know it wouldn't have been the last either, but it was the first time my kids were present for it, and it was going to be the last time my kids would be present for it. Because I was not going to disrespect my child, and I was not going to allow her to disrespect my child either. Definitely not. I was not going to let her disrespect my child in no shape, way, or form. Why? Why would I let her? Why would I let her disrespect my child? Sorry, y'all. I'm also recording for TikTok. Why would I let her disrespect my child? Like, it was enough that she was disrespecting me. You know what I'm saying? It's enough that I'm letting you disrespect me. I'm letting you cross plenty of lines with me because you're the mother, you're the one that gave birth to me. And I was raised to respect my mother. I was raised to respect you because you gave me life. Okay? And in the Bible it says thou shalt respect thy mother and thy father. And I was following this. I was following it to the T. It's not like I was getting hugs. I was getting I love yous. I was getting kisses. I was getting coddled. It's not like I was being cuddled with. It's not like I had a nurturing mom. It's not like I had a loving mom. Ha! But I did though. But I did though. But I did though. Make sure y'all hear this correct though. But I did. I did have one. I did. When there was a public, when there was an audience, when there were other people around that could judge, I had one. I had an affectionate one that hugged, that gave maybe one kiss or two kiss here or there. You know what I'm saying? That gave that one or two hug. But it wasn't an affectionate hug. It wasn't a warm, heartfelt hug. It wasn't a genuine hug, okay? It wasn't a hug that you give your child because you love them. Oops, dropped the mic. Geez, I wonder why the mic fell. It wasn't a hug that you genuinely give your child because you're affectionate with them all the time, always, with or without an audience. Not because you care what other things, but because others think, but because that's the type of parent that you are. Yeah, that's the affection that I am. That's the parent that I am. I've been a little bit less. I've been a lot less of a parent since my situation has happened, and that needs to change. My kids miss it, and I know they do, and I need to start back. But I do always tell them that I love them because I don't want them to ever have that doubt in their mind or that question in their mind. I love my children. Ooh, they may drive me crazy, and there may be some days where I be like, boy, I'm still on this earth with all this suffering, all this madness, this and that, but my babies, they are my world. And they're here with me every day, watching me fight. So I'm gonna fight this fight, and I'm gonna win this battle, and I'm gonna do this for them, always and forever, till the end. But I'm gonna tell y'all, listen, baby, my kids, let me tell you, they're mine. That's all I got, and I will give up everything for them. Oops, I just dropped my toys. I'll give up everything for my world. I mean, some people don't agree with that. Some people say, you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta come first. And yeah, that's true. I do. I made that mistake. I'm learning that now. Now that I'm in a wheelchair, I'm learning it. I should have taken time to take care of myself while I was taking care of my kids as well. I didn't do self love self care, self awareness, none of that. I didn't. I'm sorry, y'all. I shouldn't have bit this mozzarella stick while I'm trying to talk. So not respectful, food etiquette, whatever you want to call it. But I'm hungry, and it was just sitting on my plate calling my name, and I was like, "What you want? What you want?" And it was like, "Eat me, eat me." And I was like, "Man, I can't. I'm talking." And it was like, "I don't care. Just eat me." And I was like, "Man, I really can't do it, man, because it's just not right." And I'm like, "I can't." And it was just like, "If you don't pick me up and eat me right now, man, I'm just gonna jump off this plate and stuff myself in your mouth." And then I was just like, "Man, I can't do that. I just can't eat because I'm talking." But you know what? It won. I'm sorry. It won. I apologize non apologetically, but my belly said it's hungry. So mozzarella steak 1 and Lynette 0. And they're pretty good too. I just need some marinara sauce. Some Walmart brand. Not bad. Not bad at all. But so I am a mom that can honestly say, what the heck is this on my lip? Can honestly say that she did overdo it with the amount of time, love, and affection that she gave her kids. Because her kids always came first. She did forget that she needed to include herself in that dynamic. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did used to get my nails done and my feet done. That was like the only time that I kind of did for myself, and when I went to the gym. But like, I wasn't one of those to go out and then go hit the clubs like I randomly did. I remember one time when my brother had to pay extra money to get him and Elijah in. We went to Brooklyn. No, we went to the Bronx. Was no, no. Wait, where did we go? I think it was the Bronx. Yeah, I think it was the Bronx. Remember, I had to pay the bouncer extra because they were underage. I think we went to a Jamaican club because at the time I was married to Booger's dad, and he's Jamaican. And his friend Sarah, she's from Trinidad. I haven't talked to her in years. I wonder how she's doing. Ironically, would you believe she was the one that was actually honest and told me who the. Anyways, why am I telling y'all this? I don't know the whole story when it comes to that, so this is not relevant with this conversation. But anyways, yeah, I wasn't one of those to hit the clubs, go out drinking, go out partying. Even though I was young, I wasn't because I already had kids. So I looked at it like the moment that I had my first child, I had to buckle down and be responsible. And then, mind you, I had taken in kids, and I was raising them as well. They weren't mine, but I was raising them, so that gave me more responsibility. I had other kids looking up to me, so I had to, be responsible. I couldn't just wild out. They already had a parent that was wilding out, so they already had, a mom that was going through something. So I had to step up and, fill in those shoes as best as I could while she was doing her and trying to get her life together and do what she needed to do. So I couldn't just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I guess I've always been older than my age. I don't know. I guess I've always been older than I'm supposed to be because I was always around adults since my egg donor was always around other adults and they barely had kids. So I always grew up. I mean, I grew up faster than I should have, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just know that I didn't never really have the party life, but I felt like I did party though. I partied in college, my first 2 years in University of Puerto Rico. Recinto de Propiedades. I partied. blast. I'm a sorority sister for Eta Fiseta. I mean, I've been out of touch with them for years, but I Eta Fiseta all the way. You know what I'm saying? I recinto Macau. Look at me. Ah, recinto. And I said Rio Piedras. I didn't even go to Rio Piedras. I went to Utuado. Jeez, Lynette, you and your brain cells aren't working today. I'm recinto Utuado. Cassandra, I remember she was mine. I was supposed to be her godmother, but then I got sick. Yeah, those were the years. I had a blast. I drank. I partied. I studied. I drank. I partied. I studied. I drank. I partied. I partied. I drank. I partied. I studied. I feel like I lived life when I was supposed to, and that's when I was in college. I lived it. I lived. And my grandmother wasn't strict. She let me live life. She let me enjoy life. She let me learn life. I mean, she buckled down for certain things, but she knew I was living too. Like, she let me live and she let me learn. Whenever she felt like she needed to put her foot down, she put her foot down. But she also knew I was a stubborn, hard headed one. She also knew that I needed to learn, um, on my own. And I guess she didn't want to make the same mistakes she must have made with my egg donor. I don't know the story there, and I guess I'll never know the story there because my grandparents are no longer alive. But all I know is that my egg donor left when she was 18, came to the United States, and that's it. Never lived with my grandparents again. Like, why would she pick Connecticut out of all places? Leave a beautiful island to come to Connecticut? I don't know why she would do that. Whew, I would have stayed in PR around the beautiful beaches, but whatever. She flew as far as she could away from the family. She has her own demons in her own closet, but that's her business, not mine. But I would have, I don't know. My grandmother was strict, you know what I'm saying? But she did it out of love. You feel me? Like, she wasn't, I don't know. I never took her strictness as anything bad. I always took it as she was showing love. Like, I was never afraid to ask her to go somewhere because she never really said no. Contrary, she used to ask me, how come you never asked me if you wanted to go with so and so here or with so and so there? And I used to be like, I don't know, because I thought you were going to say no. Or because I didn't have no money. Well, then why don't you ask me for something? I don't know, because I thought you were going to say no, because that's what the woman always did to me. She always told me no to everything I asked her if I could do. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So just because I didn't move with my grandparents till I was like 14. And that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Man, I got stories for days for y'all with y'all. Like, I tell you, I got stories for days. Like, the way my life was chaotic and crazy. But it is what it is. It's made me who I am today. Like, if I could take back, I would take back a lot. I mean, I really would. I probably would have enjoyed my time with my grandparents a lot more than what I did. I took that time with them for granted. I really did. I wish I wouldn't have. Honestly, wish I wouldn't have because they were honestly the only stable thing I had in my life. They were the only consistent thing I had in my life. The only thing that really gave me that love and that affection that I needed was my grandparents. Um, Growing up, I have a lot of good memories with my uncle, um, my uncle Victor, and my aunt Deli, and my uncle Negro and Tita Masa. Tita Emily, rest in peace. And Tio Nino, it's an on and off relationship with him. But like, I can't reach out to nobody because I mean, I don't fault them. That's their sister. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to stick with your sister. It is what it is. I'm not gonna make anybody pick nobody's side. She needs their help. She's on her own. I'm her only child. I mean, left. I left her alone. I left her with no help. I left her with nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be mad if don't nobody want to talk to me no more. I'm not gonna be mad if don't nobody want to have nothing to do with me no more. I mean, what can I do? But move on, like what I'm doing now. It just sucks that my kids don't get to have their family. It just sucks that, you know what I'm saying? If anything would have happened to me, like what family do they have left? But that's topic for another day. Like I got topics for days. I told you I got topics for days. But yeah, I only came on here because I was letting y'all know about like why does SSI bother to have representatives that do not have customer service? Like it just makes no sense. That's where all of this started, and then we jumped down to my topic with my cousin. Like we didn't jump down to so many different topics. But I do hope that any of my stories or my topics or whatever I discussed in this podcast today has resonated with somebody. I hope you don't feel alone. You're not the only one that have been through some madness or have been through some drama or that had some drama in their life. And you can too get past it. And if you're going through some drama with your parent now, you can get past it too. Like miscommunications will happen sometimes. You know, shit happens. I mean, it's just life. Shit happens. And sometimes cutting ties is the only option. Sometimes you can mend it and fix it. Let me tell you, not always family is blood. I can say that. Not always family is blood. Yes, you are supposed to honor your father and your mother, but you're also supposed to keep your sanity all at the same time. And if your father and your mother are trying to harm you, then you gotta do what you gotta do to keep yourself sane and alive. And that's what I had to do. When it came down to it, I had to pick between my sanity and my life and my kids over my mother. And when it all came down to it, my kids still have a life, and I still have to raise them, and they still have an opportunity. She already had hers. She lived her life. She picked her choices. You know what I'm saying? And if we never had a relationship, it was by her choice. It was not by mine. It was by hers. She never had the time. She never made the time. She never attempted to make the time. She was never interested in being interested in anything that I wanted to do. Like, I was just a bother. And I feel like the reason why she resents me is because of my father. So I don't know the full story there either. All I know is I don't even know if I was playing. Let's put it like that. I couldn't have been playing because from what my understanding is, I mean, I know he's married, still is married, was married at the time, still is married to the same person he was married to at the time. I mean, from my understanding, he's still trying to say that he's not my father now. I mean, they wanted a DNA test. At one point, I was willing to give it to them, but then had my mental breakdown, ended up in a psych ward, and never got to do the DNA test. Don't know if they still want it or not because the cousin who was the one that was overseeing all of that just like pretty much stopped talking to me. So I don't know if she's gonna take my mom aside. I don't know. I don't know. I'm accustomed to people saying screw Lynette. I'm so accustomed to it, which is sad. It's a very sad thing to say. And it's a very sad thing to be accustomed to, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm really accustomed to it. I'm accustomed to it being, oh well, screw her. So, but I don't know that full story either. I don't even know if I'm ever going to get that full story, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna end this here. I'm officially almost caught up now with all of my content from my content calendar. I just have to write my blog for today, and I will be officially caught up and proud of myself. I think. I will have to double check. But I do have a sales going on right now at Shop Normies. You can get 10% off of 25 or more on anything that's in the shop. Does not matter what it is. Please utilize it. It'll pop up on your cart when you go to check out. I know I do not have any banners promoting it on the website because I am not a tech savvy person like that. Not that deep. So I didn't put up no banners. I was keeping it kind of hush hush. I was just letting it be like a little secret. Surprise! You get a discount. No, let me stop. It was all because I'm not tech savvy. But that would have been a good excuse, wouldn't it? It would definitely would have worked out because I'm not that tech savvy. But y'all want to use it? Just pop up shopnormies.store. That is shopnormies.store. SHOPNORMEES You will get a 10% off discount on anything that is 25 or more. As long as your cart is 25 or more, it'll apply the 10% discount. It is a self love discount. Go ahead and show yourself some self love. Have them pretty nails, them pretty nails. I got some planner stickers up there too, not the ones that we've created because, of course, I have not, done those, but there's some other stickers up there. Yeah, that's about it. I do hope that you guys have a blessed day, and please make sure that you make today count, for tomorrow is not promised to anyone. So make today your best day. Outshine yesterday and make tomorrow jealous. See ya.